Okay, so this morning we're going to go into agent profile photos, just very briefly, and how to create a professional image. Um, let's just click through. Sorry, will you accept those waiting in the lobby, Eileen, please?
Yes, I will
Thank
manage
you.
them. Don't stress about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So the importance of a professional profile photo. Your profile photo is often the first thing people see on social media and on our listing portals. And a high quality photo enhances your credibility and shows that you take your professional image seriously. So a consistent professional image across all platforms will build your personal brand. And it's important to note that this photo is used for all of your marketing material. I can go through some of the examples, such as your V card. The same photo feeds through to your email signature, CRM templates, brochures, business cards, gosh, the list goes on. Calendars, area boards, banners, car branding. And this photo, the client sees before they decide to give you a call. So I'm sure you've noticed that the OAs a few weeks ago started rectifying some photographs on the website where they changed your background to a clear grey or to a solid grey background. And if you access Knowledge Base, you'll find a tool on Knowledge Base that will assist you in removing any background that you may have on your photo, and it will replace it with a 40% grey, solid grey background. And this will ensure professional online presence across our website and our portals. And if you have a look at this office, you'll see that the gray background is the same throughout. The agents are wearing corporate colors, or they're at least sticking to our corporate colors. And it just gives a really nice look and feel when a client accesses your office website. So just a quick example of a photograph that I just took off the internet. It's a normal photograph. Sorry, it's a bit pixelated, but can you see the difference between the two when it's a normal photograph with just any background, and then a photograph where the background's been changed to the solid gray? Don't you think it looks so much more professional, if you want to say, in this sense, when the background is changed? But if you are not going to have a professional photograph taken, I'd like to give you some tips um, on how you can have your photo taken by a colleague or a friend or a family member. But please remember, do not take any selfies and upload that as your profile photo. You really can see the difference. And if I can go through some pointers. Stand tall in your photograph, straighten your back and relax your shoulders, and slightly angle your body for a more dynamic look. And I'll show you an example of what I mean. By just turning your face slightly to the side while looking directly at the camera lens, do you see the difference it makes in this photograph? The first photograph, the before pic, she's looking directly at the camera and her body is facing the camera. But by just slightly slanting your body and turning your neck to the side, what a difference this picture makes. So let's compare a good profile photo versus a bad profile photo. Your professional attire should be in line with our corporate identity. Use soft, even lighting with no harsh shadows. And Put a genuine smile on or a confident, neutral expression on your face, and make sure that your camera angle is at eye level for a natural, flattering perspective. And again, like I said, this is not tips on how to take a selfie. This is tips for you to get your photograph right and have someone, even if they are using a cell phone, have them take your picture according to these little tips over here. So now let's have a look at a really bad photo. So if you have a look at these three examples on the side, um, inappropriate attire, forced smiles or tense expressions, and unflattering angles. So the photographs that I've put here, if you have a look at this one on the top, this is an example of a really bad angle, opposed to this one where her eyes are looking directly at the camera. In the second photograph, half this person's face has been cut off, and we don't want to put a photograph like that on our website or across our marketing material. And then if you have a look at these two examples at the bottom, these are cartoon photos, or I think they're called avatars, where you can take any one of your photographs and turn it into a cartoon picture, such as this. And this is not allowed on our website, unfortunately. Um, so please have a look at that. If you are using your Facebook avatar as your website, your professional profile photo, we suggest that you change that up, please. So now let's have a quick look at a really at an example of a bad lighting or a photograph with bad lighting. So just a little tip, try not to stand directly underneath any harsh indoor lights and stand facing a window instead. And that will cut out any harsh shadows, such as, or as you see in this photograph over here. So let's go through the importance of a recent photograph and the relevance. So a current photo will reflect your current appearance and will avoid confusion with any of your clients. Professional growth will show that you are active and up to date in your field, and this will build trust with your colleagues and more so with your clients by presenting a current and accurate image. The same goes for team photographs. I've just taken a few examples off our website of team photographs. So if you are in a team, we would suggest that you take a photograph with your team members instead of having the company logo as your team profile photo. And this photo should be updated regularly, as with your individual profile photos, to keep it relevant. And this again helps your clients, your service providers to easily recognize the team members in that particular team, which is crucial for building relationships and trust. So a well-curated team photo will demonstrate this, will demonstrate attention to detail and commitment to a professional image. So let's have a look at an image where this agent has made use of the 40% background. She is wearing the corporate colors, which is red, black, gray, and white. And the photo size, which is very important. If you are taking a photo in portrait view, these are the pixels. And this information is available on Knowledge Base for you to reference at a later stage. Landscape photos should be in those, same pixels. No, it's not. 1920 by 1080 pixels. And then if you are taking a square photo, it needs to be the same as a portrait. Um, And then for website use, your photograph should not be any larger than 2 megabytes. And for print use, no smaller than 5 megabytes. So very important when you are busy creating your marketing materials, such as your business cards, your boards, etc., that these gets taken into consideration, please. So let's have a quick look at a funny. At a real estate photo and a real life photo. When a client clicks through to your listings, they want to see who they're dealing with. And outdated photos or company logos do not meet our company standards. So, keeping your profile photos current is not only about adherence, but also about providing a clear and secure experience for all of our clients. Imagine having this gorgeous photograph on your listings, and then I arrive looking like this. I would be so scared. So please, guys, keep your photographs updated. Like I said, if you need information on the gray background, if you go into Knowledge Base and you search profile photo, there's a tool that you'll find that will allow you to take any photograph that you might have at the moment, where you can change the background app. Um, and yeah, that's it for profile photos that I have at this stage. Yolene, is there anything that you would like to add, possibly?
Yes, thank you, Michelle. I think one of the things that I just want to point out is the square dimensions. If you just go back one slide,
Yeah.
that we said they're 1080 by 1080 pixels.
Yeah.
So if you use a photographer, ask them to give you your photo in these different dimensions, and then you have it on file. But the square photo is great to use when you are uploading that to your LMS profile, because then you can determine what the space should be above your head, and how you should be positioned on your profile photo. As the system will import that photo and it will look exactly the way you want it. But if you're going to use a portrait photo or landscape photo, the system can't determine exactly where it should focus on the photo. So that's why I would recommend you, rather than upload the square photo, to ensure that you are positioned on the photo exactly where you want to be. And then it will pull through to all your listings and brochures and so forth. But yeah, thank you so much for that. I know that agents are not always sure exactly what the requirements are. So please, if you aren't sure, go to Knowledge Base and just reference that. But we will also, make this presentation available, so that you guys can go back to it and double check if you are not 100% sure. So I would like to share my screen now, and there's only about 16 minutes left. So I know there's quite a lot of slides here. I'm not going to focus on each and every one of them, but I would like to, let me see. You're not seeing the screen that I want to share. Sorry about that. Okay, it keeps on jumping. I've got multiple screens here, so that's why it keeps on jumping around. Let's try again. There we go. Okay, can you confirm that you are seeing my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. All right, so the first thing that I would like to ask you, ask you to do is to, especially if you're selling a high value property, please make use of a professional photographer. It's worth spending that money on getting a proper professional photographer to take beautifully well curated photos of that property, and to ensure that you are presenting and marketing that property to the best of its abilities. So I know a lot of the franchisees will invest in a proper photographer if you get an exclusive listing, and also if it's a high value property of let's say, I don't know, 3 million and up. You can go and speak to your sales manager, ask them, you know, what are they willing to invest, and negotiate with them to say, if you can bring this property to the table as an exclusive listing, and it's at a good value that will offer or ensure a high income, then it's worth spending that money on a photographer. But if you don't, if you're not going to use that option, make sure that you invest in a decent camera. So these days, you don't have to buy a proper DSLR camera. I think some of the smartphones, like the, you know, the top of the range phones in iPhone and Samsung, is definitely able to take beautiful photos. But yes, it's the person who handles the phone that that you also need to ensure takes beautiful photos. So there's a few tips and tricks that you can do to take those beautiful photos. So firstly, I know that Ilse is going to talk a bit more on staging a home at a different training session, but not just yourself, making sure that the home is in a good condition and it's every room looks great to photograph, but first speak to your seller, um, make them aware of the importance of staging their home, cleaning up, prepping before you're taking photos of the property. So especially if you're going to get a photographer, rather go the day before, do a walkthrough through the property, make sure everything is nice and clean, or even, you know, a few days before, especially if they need to cut the grass or anything like that. And yeah, make sure before that photographer comes, that everything is in place and it looks clean, everything is decluttered, and then that will ensure that you have beautiful photographs. What is the best time of day to photograph a property listing? So when it comes to real estate photography and any photography, actually, lighting is everything. Natural light is definitely the best thing. So if it's dark inside of a house, open up those curtains, ensure that the natural light comes in. Um, but if you need a bit of extra lighting, you know, switch on the lights, switch on lamps in the room just to get that extra light and to ensure that it looks homey and welcome and not scary and like a dungeon. Exterior shots are best done at dusk or, you know, early in the morning, um, to avoid that glare or overexposure. So, especially during midday, it can be quite bright, and you know the shadows can play a big role. But I know that you are not going to be at sunrise at someone's house. But yeah, try to make it as early as possible in the morning for that nice, fresh, natural light to come in. And then definitely also for exterior, um, the lights and natural lights is will showcase that the exterior of the home beautifully. Okay, pre-plan for your shoot. Like I said earlier, do a walkthrough. I've also prepared a document for you that you can send to your seller, and sort of like a little checklist in preparing that property before you or the photographer come to take the pictures. So we will add this also to knowledge base and on DMS, and I can share it to the WhatsApp groups as well, so that you have it on your phone. And yeah, use that as well for yourself as a little checklist to make sure when you take pictures, that you have pictures of all these different specific rooms. Okay. I'm not going to go through each of these points in in detail. But just make sure that when you take photos to um, take different angles. So go and stand in different angles of the room and yeah, see what the best view is from where you are standing. A little bit later in the presentation, I will show you some pictures to demonstrate what the different angles, what an impact it has if you use different angles. Um, and again, make a list for yourself beforehand of all the different rooms that you need to take pictures of, the most important rooms. And if you feel that there are rooms that is not really contributing towards the selling of the property or the value of the property, rather not take a picture of it and don't add it to your listing. You need to focus on the best qualities of that property. And even if you have to take 2 or 3 angles of a room and showcasing it in different ways, rather do that than adding one bad photo that brings down the I would say the value of the property, because the perception that a client has or potential client has looking at those photos is already adding or determining the value of your property and what they are willing to pay. Okay, so this is a nice little checklist that I found. I can share this on your group as well. So a quick list to see which rooms you need to prepare and also take photos of. Okay, so we've spoken a bit about decluttering. Um, Ensuring that all papers are off the desks in the kitchen, the counters are clean. I've seen, for some other reason, a lot of agents are love taking photos of the toilets in the bathroom. That's one, unless it's a some other special, beautiful golden toilet. It's definitely not necessary to showcase that. People know if you say on your listing that there are 3 bathrooms, that they know there will be a toilet. So definitely not necessary to take a photo of that. What I've seen also in the past, taking a photo of a bathroom with towels hanging on the rails, I would personally rather remove those towels and anything else. Toothbrushes, it should look like you're almost walking into a brand new room. The worst or the most that you can have there, or not even, I would also remove the bath mat, because I found that looking at so many pictures or photos of properties, of listings, sometimes someone walks over that bath mat and then it's skew, or the towel's not hanging right, or the towel looks wrinkled. So rather just remove it while you are taking the photo and then put it back after you've taken that photo. Okay. So here are a few real estate photograph notes. Undersized photos and cluttered rooms. So we found that, especially if agents take photos of with their phones, you need to go and look at the settings of your phone. If it's set to taking small size photos, rather increase the resolution and the size of the photo, so that you know if you need a higher resolution photo, you've got it available. Also, this looks terrible if someone clicks on the photo and they are struggling to see exactly what's going on in the room. In this room, maybe it was definitely the best thing that they couldn't see what's going on there, because I can see the room is very cluttered. All right, here's some more examples of terrible photos that I found, and it's you would think that I've Googled this and just said bad photos. I think a lot or most of these photos I found on our website with agents who've uploaded it as their listings. So yeah, think, put yourself into a potential buyer's shoes and think by yourself, what am I experiencing? What is my first thought when I see this photo? Is this really the place where I would want to live? So that's what you need to think of with every photo that you take. What is the perception that I'm creating with potential buyers? This is also 2 photos that I got of our website just this morning. So if you see that there are things lying on the bed, if there's laundry in the basket, rather remove everything, just put it to the side, pull the bedding nice and tight, and then already it will look a lot better. On this photo here in the corner, you can see how dirty these walls are. My question is, what is this photo contributing to the value of the property? Why would you want to market this? So yes, the walls are dirty. It's nothing that you can change, but you don't have to show it on your listing. If you're taking someone there to view the property, you can tell them, listen, um, the seller will commit to cleaning the house properly and washing all the walls, but showcasing this on your website, on your listing, is not the best idea. This is the same house, again, cluttered room. This doesn't contribute anything towards the value of your listing. So rather remove this photo and create, just focus on the best parts of the property. Bad resolution photos. Also, something that brings down immediately, I think, the value or perception of with a buyer. So make sure that you take high resolution photos and yeah, only choose the best ones. If you have some pixelated photos, rather leave them off instead of bringing down that value perception. Remove all necessary objects from the room. So a lot of listings I've seen, it is empty. There's nothing that you can do about that. But if there's anything lying on the ground, sometimes I've seen there's a bucket standing in the corner, or just, for that photo, move it, take a proper photo, and then you can put it back. Don't catch yourself in the reflection of a mirror. So change your angle, and even if you're in this room, I would, climb into the bath and take the photo like that and make sure that you are not visible in any of the mirrors. Then neglected gardens and pools. I know it's again difficult because sometimes you get what you get. So if there's something like this where a pool looks terrible, rather not take a photograph of it, just put it into your description that there is a pool available, and again, just focus on the best parts of that property. Okay. This is just an example to show how bad a green pool looks versus, a nice blue pool. So I've done some Photoshop on this, but yeah, again, I wouldn't even include a photo in this case. This is our favorite toilet photos, so please, yeah, again, this doesn't add any value to your property, then don't put it on. Ensure pets are not shown in photos, and also don't try to show two rooms at the same time. Rather focus on one room, and focus your angle on the right way, and then take another photo of the second room. I've seen a lot of this happening as well. Photos that are being uploaded. It's a portrait photo, but it is uploaded in landscape format. So please, when you upload your photos on LMS, make sure that they are in the right direction, and it looks beautiful. Focus on the best features again. And one of the best, or the first things that you should do is take an outside photo of a property. But if it's difficult to take that photo, don't just take the first thing that you see. Walk around a little bit, see if there's a vantage point. I've got another slide somewhere where it shows if there's a vantage point where you can, get up a little bit higher and see if you can photograph the property in a better view. And don't make your home look like something that it's not. So I know that a lot of photographers and agents like to take a photo with a wide angle lens, but then it looks like this room is massive. And then when the buyer gets there, it's a teeny tiny little room. So rather manage that expectation, show it as best as you can, but don't sell it for something that it's not. And then, sorry, I see I'm already over time. Just give me a few 5 more minutes, and then we can run through this. So, what are the optimal dimensions and file size for a photo to display well online? Again, the same like with the profile photos, your landscape photos are 1920 by 1080. So cell phone photos, already, it's usually a standard size for them. But yeah, if there's settings, just see if you can set it up like that. And then the photo sizes shouldn't be more than 2 MB, because we want a nice big photo, but also you don't want it to be too big to for some systems to slow down. So the first photo that you should showcase is the exterior of the home. Stand far enough away to capture the whole house or building, and take the photo at an angle to create a bit of depth. Um, this is the photo that I wanted to show you. So especially if it's like a bunch of, a bunch of flats, or a place like they say a multi-family property, try to find a place where you can get a nice view where you're standing far enough away, or if you can get up a few flights of stairs and showcase the whole of the property. Um, For the website, please make sure that you take landscape photos. It displays much better on the website itself, and portrait photos are too small. It displays too small on the website. But you do need to take portrait and landscape photos so that you have both of them. And the reason for this is the portrait photos you can use for your social media when you are creating things like a reel. So people are using, if they're using their phone upright or in portrait format, that's a nice thing that you can use for reels. But for the rest of it, I would definitely recommend using your landscape photos. Ensure that that property displays the best, and on all websites and smartphones, that is the best view to see. Okay, we've spoken about this a little bit earlier. Draw blinds and curtains apart to let more light in. You want that beautiful natural light coming into every room. It should look fresh and crispy. If you are taking photos um, at dawn or dusk, and the property has the right facilities and the ability to light it up as beautiful as possible, um, switch on some lights and it will create that warmth and that softer type of look for the property. So it's professional photographers who have experience in doing this can really create beautiful photos. So this is a nice feature to add to your portfolio of photos. Experiment with angles. Don't take a photo just straight forward. It's always better to use an angle. It creates that depth into your photo, and like this photo showcases the size of the room. So if you were to just look straight forward to that couch, you would only see a very small portion of the room. So if it's a nice open plan room, definitely make use of angles. And this is another nice example of angles. And yeah, just to show you, this is a facing forward photo on the left. Um, so obviously this photographer didn't stand in a corner, which is perfectly fine, but they have shown the room from this side and they've shown it from a different angle. So I would then add both of these photos to the listing. Okay, we've spoken enough about the best feature of each room. Okay, this is a nice one. Shoot at eye level with the right perspective. So I'm going to show you a quick photo here that I found. So I've seen quite a lot of photos taken from a very low angle, and it doesn't showcase the room to the best of its ability. So firstly, if you look at the photo here on the right at the corner, I would have removed all of these bottles and milk boxes before I took the photo. And then I would stand up straight and so angle my camera to be at an eye level. So yes, I understand you want to create that bit of depth as well, but if you go too low, it also looks strange because this would rather be the perception from or the perspective from a child, rather than an adult if you look at the top left hand side. So just going back to this photo here, you can see this is more eye level photo. So think for yourself when you walk into a room, what is it that you see? And yeah, try to not put too much roof in and also not too much floor in, but rather just what you see at your eye level. And then lastly, keep the line straight when photographing rooms. I have seen a lot of photos that are skew and just looks very weird. So invest in a tripod if you want to, one that you can put your phone on. And yeah, make sure that it's nice and level, and that will ensure a more I want to say a more luxurious look, but I know that not each and every room looks luxurious, but it looks definitely more professional if the photos are nice and straight. So that is it from me. If are there any questions? I haven't looked at the chat because I didn't want to go over too much time. So let me just quickly open the chat here. Where's the chat? Oh yeah. Okay, why do we have a maximum of 30 photos? I knew this question is going to come up. So there is a limit on the amount of photos, not it is to do with the system, and obviously the more photos that you upload, the more space it takes up on the servers. But my question, and we've actually discussed this, our question is, why can't you showcase a property to the best of its ability within the amount of 30 photos? So that's why I'm putting so much focus on spending that. Oh, sorry, I'm sharing my screen here. Let me quickly take that off. Sorry. So let me switch on my camera quickly. Uh, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to showcase your property with 30 photos. So make sure that you use the best features of that property, and yeah, do that within that 30 photo limitation. Private property doesn't like portrait photos, especially for the main picture. Yes, definitely not. Um, you can look at, let me quickly open just our website, and I'll show you why it looks so beautiful for a photo to be in landscape format. There we go.
Yolene,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but just to add on to the second part of Thilo's question about the maximum size of a video of a virtual tour. So there's no size as in minutes, but size of the file that you upload shouldn't be more than 1 gig. So it can be a 3-minute video, but it mustn't go over a gig.
Yeah.
For as an example.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Michelle, for adding that. Um, okay, so this is just showing, you can see that these photos are a little bit more square, but it's still more in landscape format. And then this property, where's that one now? This one, yeah, is definitely more landscape. So it showcases the rooms just so much better than what if it was taken in a portrait format. How do you choose properties to feature on our website front page? So the first thing that I look at, and mostly the only thing that I look at, is if photos are beautiful. So, oh well, you're talking about on the website. So no, the first thing here is that it should be exclusive mandates. And then they also, I know that the system choose properties that are, I think, 5 million and up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how the system basically pulls it through. It's not chosen by any of us. But if I feature property on our social media, I go and look at the photos of the properties. And then if they are beautiful photos, I definitely choose that specific listing because obviously, again, it's just so much easier to promote a property. It's if it looks beautiful. I'm definitely not going to use any photos where there are, I don't know, dirty clothes lying on the floor or the beds doesn't look properly made. So yeah, that's the reason. Sometimes you cannot take a decent outside photo. Maybe use a better picture from inside the unit or house. Um, Zala, yes, I know that there are cases where you can't take a decent photo. Um, I guess it depends on what the exterior looks like. I would I think it's difficult because that from if I put myself in the shoes of a potential buyer, I do wonder what the place looks like from the outside. So maybe don't make it your main photo or feature photo, although our recommendation is always to show the outside of the home first. Um, but yeah, have it somewhere. Try and take the best photo that you possibly can. If it looks terrible, then rather leave it out. And when you speak to your clients, going to show them the property, again, yeah, focus on the best parts of that house. Try and sell that terrible exterior photo. um, okay, so Thela, sorry, my internet dropped. Did you answer about the size of the video? Can you, yeah, Michelle, can you just repeat that quickly again,
Yeah,
please?
sure. So we were saying that there's no size and as in minutes, but there's a file size. So the file size should not go over one meg. So it can be, like I said earlier, a 3-minute video, but as long as you don't go over the 1 meg file size, it should be fine to upload. And then, as Yolene mentioned regarding photographs, if there are any areas on that property that you've not captured with your photos, you could always do it via the virtual tour, to showcase more areas of the property. I hope
Perfect.
that answers your question.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm just popping in my voice. 1 meg is very low, so we're talking maybe 100 megs.
100 is way too big.
Uh, my videos have definitely been bigger. Our photos are 2 megs, so the videos can't be 1 meg. I think your magnitude there is maybe wrong.
Yeah, 1 megabyte does sound a bit small.
It's very small.
Did you get these dimension or
Sorry,
recommendations?
sorry, I meant to say 1 gig.
1 gig.
1 gig.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
no, but I've had videos of 200 megs and they have struggled to upload.
They
So I've had to
shouldn't.
have the
They shouldn't.
photographer reduce and reduce and reduce, and yeah, sometimes even compromise my quality.
Well,
Uh,
perhaps if you can perhaps send that through to your sales manager or office administrator so that they can send it through to me via a support ticket. And between myself and our system developer, we can definitely look into the video. But it has been changed to 1 gig,
okay,
the file
okay,
size, yeah. So please
okay.
send it through.
Okay, I haven't had to do that in the last few weeks, but I will do.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, so I see Jackie. Thank you for reminding me. I still wanted to talk about what type of programs you can use to edit your photos and videos. So there's a little article here just about, let's see what it says here, 22 best free photo editing software and apps. I'll share this on the chat as well. So there are quite a few different ones that you can use. Yesterday, Hein talked about Adobe. So the Adobe Creative Suite consists of Photoshop and Illustrator. So it's a very, it is more professional programs that skilled people that know those programs can use. So there's one of them is Photoshop, and the other one that they use for photos is called Lightroom. But Adobe Photoshop Express has got a nice app that you can download, which they say certain features are free. So that is one. And then this PixArt is also a nice website where you can easily just upload your photo and you can change some of the settings. And Canva also offers an editing tool for those photos that you want to edit. But yeah, a lot of the smartphones these days also have an app that is already installed and which is part of your package that you can use to edit your photos as well as creating videos as well. So, for example, on the iPhone, you've got iMovie. There are some different apps that you can download, and they're not too expensive. Some of them are free, and others that offer a bit more features are not that expensive. So one of them is called Video Leap. So I'm going to type it in here, Video Leap. That's an easy video editor. And then I know that I've spoken about this previously as well. Momenzo is an app that focuses on entirely on real estate videos. So it already has these little things that you can add, like bedrooms, bathrooms, living rooms, etc. So yeah, you can see real estate. So go and play around, try out different apps and see what app works best for you. And these apps are so user friendly these days. So it's very very easy dragging and dropping a video, adding some photos in between, adding some audio to that. So there's definitely no more excuses to not play around with creating virtual tours and yeah, using that for social media content as well. Petra says, I placed a watermark on some of my photos. I noticed that other agents don't go through the trouble of taking their own. They rather download yours from the ad. Yes, that is always an issue. I know that places like Property 24 and Private Property doesn't allow you to add watermarks and what do you call it, logos on your photos. So they will remove that. And that's why it's better to not add that on. If you're going to use it on, other social media platforms, that will be fine. But yeah, unfortunately, you're always going to have that issue where photos are being copied and stolen from or by other agents. Please, can you share those on the WhatsApp or email, Lisa Adele? Just want to make sure what are we talking about now? How many pics for private property? Do you know that, Michelle?
So we only allow
that.
30 photographs from LMS. So it's across all portals, Private Property and Property 24.
Yeah.
30 images. Yeah.
Okay. Adele, I am pasting those apps for you in the chat, so you guys can go and play around with it. Let's see if there's anything that I missed. Thank you, Michelle and Jolene. Thank you, Penny. Marion says to upload via WeTransfer or similar when sending the video to test, as sending it via
email.
Yeah, we'll reduce the size when we do. Okay.
Yeah, and also sending via email would just clog your mailbox so quickly. So we suggest that if you are sending photographs or virtual tours, to rather send it as a WeTransfer.
Yeah. Jackie is asking, how can you convert an MP4 video to a JPEG format? Um, when I don't know these things, the easiest thing is to Google it. So
Google.
how to
Same.
convert an
Same,
MP4
yeah.
MP4 to JPEG,
And I
and
quickly
then
answer that for you.
yeah,
A JPEG is a photo format. MP4 is a video format.
Video.
yes. So
So
it
you
will,
can really change JPEG or video to photo.
yeah. So they probably want a
A still of
certain,
it, yeah.
yeah, frame of that video. So what I would do personally is I would play the video, and then I stop it where I want to stop it, and then I will take a screenshot of that photo. This is again just for digital or for screen use. I wouldn't do that for printing because the quality would be quite grainy. And then, yeah, there's easy ways to then create it as a JPEG photo. You can simply paste it into a Word document or into a PowerPoint slide. Right click on the photo, and then you'll see Save Photo As, and then save it as a JPEG. Will your presentation be available on DMS? Yes, I have created, we've created a folder on DMS that I'm just busy sorting out, where all the recordings and training sessions are going to be uploaded. But we also, obviously, the best place to go and look at it is at on Knowledge Base. So just give us a bit of time to make these videos nice and presentable, and then I'm going to send it through to the IT guy to upload onto DMS, onto Knowledge Base. I also use a Big View for editing. Okay, thanks, Thina. I haven't heard of that one before.
Sorry, I was just going to correct that. So Big View has a teleprompter. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
If you do want to record with your voice, but you want to have your text, it has a teleprompter on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting to see how some of the programs are changing. I want to open up my PowerPoint quickly here. I've seen that they have, included recording features onto PowerPoint. So although it's not active here right now, but you'll see there's a little tab here for recording as well. So you can even add some audio and if you want to speak over your video, then all of those things are available in very standard programs that you already have available on your laptop. Anything else? Any other questions or suggestions? If you want to share your experience with ways and tricks and things that you use to take beautiful photos. Let's see, Harda. Yes, Harda, you can speak.
Sorry, I've got a problem. I take a lot of photos in the retirement village, and then I'd get to the house where the husband and the wife's lying in bed, and they're ill. I cannot take them out of bed. I cannot move them. Now, can I go to another house which is exactly the same and use a photo? Am I permitted, or because I've done that and I got into trouble because of a flat. I then took a photo from another flat and I put it on to the other number, and it came back as it was actually, they didn't like it.
Yeah, it could be seen as misrepresenting the property. I don't
What
know.
do you do?
It's a good question. Has anyone else had experience with this that would like to share their advice on it? The owners share my photos. Okay. Okay, now I will come back to you just now, Zelda and Alit. I don't know. I think I would like to ask MJ and them, their experience, and share that answer with you, because I'm going to speak from inexperience now, if I haven't dealt with that issue before, unless any of the other agents want to share their knowledge on that. Philo, I
Yeah, I was
see.
just about to say, yeah, look, you don't have a mandate to show the other property, so ethically you shouldn't be using another photo. Our code of
Yeah,
conduct is quite specific on that.
yeah, that's
So
true.
unless the other owner gives you permission to use the photo, I wouldn't.
Yeah. I think what I would say is, rather than don't take a photo of that room, focus again on the best features of the property. And when you are going to show the property, tell that potential buyer and say, please note that the current owners or occupants of that property is what's Bait is they can't be moved at this stage, and that's why there's no photo of that property or that room. But there is a nice, rather than put it in your description to say there's a nice space room where, say, for example, a queen size bed can fit or something like that. Marion says, in many complexes I've seen agents use the same photos and not those from the actual property. It means one loses interest because it becomes obvious. Yes, that's true, Marion. I think the only place where the property is being promoted that it's not the property if there's a show house of a development taking place. So obviously there's no if they're still busy building the places, then there's nothing to photograph apart from the show house, or the show apartment. But yeah, I think rather than if you're in that situation, just focus on the best features that you can photograph, and don't show some, or don't misrepresent the property. Alet says, the owner shared my photos with the agent that was not on the premises, and at the end they sell the place with my photos. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of those type of cases, and that is terrible. I think what I would do in that case personally is, if you're going to send photos to the clients, then add your logo onto it or your watermark. Then at least if they share it to someone else, that those photos can't be copied. But the photos that goes onto private property and Property 24 definitely can't have any watermarks or logos on them. Zalna says, maybe I missed my answer on my question. Can I make a note on a photo? Oh, Zalna, I did read that. Sorry, I forgot to answer it. Um, I wonder, I have seen photos with comments on it. I don't like it personally because I think it cheapens the photo a bit. So the idea is for you to, people would want to go and see that property. You don't just want them to look at the photos and not make that appointment with you to go and see the property. So if they are really interested and they really want to see what size the main bedroom is, for example, they are most probably going to contact you and make an appointment to view the property. Those are the serious sellers. Okay. Yeah, so how do I add your logo on the photos? Is that probably what you, Ilse, I guess you can, there's simple ways to do that. Like I said earlier, if you make use of or there are various ways to do that. So one of the easiest ways that I can think of right now is, um, again, using what's it called, PowerPoint presentation, putting your photo onto a slide and then inserting the logo and positioning it nicely. You can set the color of the logo as well there to make it a watermark, and yeah, group it and save it as a JPEG. I'm sure there are many other ways that agents can use, but that's one of the most easiest ones that I can think of right now. Okay, I see a lot of people have dropped off already. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If there's any other questions, you're welcome to ask. But if you would like to leave, you're also welcome. And yeah, like I said, we're going to share this presentation with you and the training video as well. And please make sure that you take beautiful photos so that I can feature them on Facebook. Have a great day. And yeah, I'm going to just keep stay on here for anyone who has more questions to ask. I see Cornay says yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was
Michelle.
gonna say,
You have a go.
Cornay wanted to know if we could add the Property 24 guidelines to Knowledge Base. Cornay, if you search P24 on Knowledge Base, you'll find that those guidelines have already been uploaded as an article on Knowledge Base. But for everyone else, or for the sales managers and office administrators who have, I think it's called Agent Zone on Property 24, you'll have access to all P24's guidelines via Agent Zone. But like I say, the copy is on Knowledge Base as well.
Yeah, I see Ilse says here it won't feature on Property 24 then. Yes, you're correct. If you add a logo to a photo, it won't feature on Property 24. So please keep those photos clean for those portals. Louis, I see your camera is on. Do you want to chat with us? Do you have something to ask? Or no? Okay, we just want to say hi. Okay, great. So thank you everyone for the extra time that you've allowed us also to share our tips and tricks. And yeah, we look forward to seeing all your listing photos that are of high quality, and we hope that you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you again for more training soon.
Yeah. Not next week, but the week after.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Please remember to leave the meeting because otherwise you're going to be hanging out here and the meeting is going to stay open forever.